の谷間の暗闇に
Irving Man.
キラリと光る光の目
Irving Man.
安らぎ
I'm guessing his dad drives a locomotive, and based on the response, I'm guessing at the moment he's driving it somewhere else. The boy gathers a bag full of dead cockroaches.
お姉ちゃんゴキブリお兄ちゃんゴキブリ
Shinko has a deathly fear of cockroaches, and her shrieking causes a stampede out of the store. Takia saw the whole thing.
ああ面白かったよな俺もお前も嫌われもんだよなどうせ嫌われるんならとことん嫌われてやろうじゃないか
どうしてあんないたずらをするんだナズは
俺ゴキブリ大好きさ俺を捕まえたきゃ警察を呼びなよ豚箱へでもどこへでも入ってやら
ゴキブリ少年大戦争
The great battle of the Cockroach Boy. He says, go ahead and call the police. He doesn't care if he goes to jail. It's obvious there's a lot going on inside this kid. At home, Shinko is still a little freaked out.
お兄ちゃんあの子やっつけてくれた
いや
どうしてさあいつはゴキブリやろうと言って学校でも嫌われ者なんだぜ
All the kids know he likes cockroaches and they make fun of him. He has no friends and often gets bullied. That's essentially what Takagi just told us. Oh, for crying out loud. A handful of roaches, dead roaches that is, on the street, and Hitami falls down in terror. And just as Takia gets her on her feet, she discovers one on her shoulder, and she and Shinko both try to faint. Can you say overreact, kids?
ゴキブリ少年の姿はあまりにも寂しすぎた拓也の胸になぜだろうという疑問が湧いた少年の本当の心を知りたいと思った
Maybe he should be teaching his little brother to think that way. Everybody has a story that makes them the way they are. I thought after their previous experience with bullying, Takagi would know better than to just go with the crowd instead of finding out for himself. Takia really wants to know what's up with this lonely little boy, but he's confronted him twice in a scolding tone, so he probably won't get too far just walking up and asking. But Spiderman can follow him home and do a little eavesdropping.
どうしちゃったんだろうね、父ちゃん。どこにいるんだろうね。
あんな薄情な父ちゃんのことなんか忘れろよ必ず母ちゃんの病気治してやるからさだから長生きするんだぜ
ありがとうよ
母ちゃんの心臓手術すれば治るんだろ
His father apparently disappeared and his mother needs heart surgery. But Takia sees that it's even worse when he follows the boy to the market to get something for supper.
おじさん
おお来たな
うちのあんこにくれてやるからパンの耳40円分だ
はいようわライタ母ちゃんの具合どうだ
それがあまり良くないんだ
大事にするんだぞな
A bag of bread scraps and pieces of the kind that grocer puts together for dogs is all they can afford to eat. Children being the cruel little snots that they are, a boy confronts him outside the market and says, "You don't have a dog. You really are a cockroach eating scraps."
大丈夫か？うん？ほらもう男の子なんだから。
Raita will get all the blame, and the other kid will get all the sympathy, of course, because Takuya was the only one who saw everything that happened. Without the bread and probably in big trouble for beating up the other kid, Raita's back on top of his locomotive, calling for someone who isn't there. Try a little tact once in a while, Spider-Man. You don't just swing up to the kid and try to hand him money. As he said, he's not a beggar. You give him something to do so he feels like he earned it, even if it's just being nice to you, which he isn't. He's finding all kinds of ways to try and insult Spider-Man, such as, "What's with the suit? Do you think you're cool?" and that sort of thing. Our man is just insecure enough that he actually apologizes to a, 10-year-old for the way he's dressed. I can't top a punchline like that.
君のお父さんはどうして家出をしたんだ？
知るかい？
君が知っていることを俺に話してくれ。お父さんを探してやる。お父さんに会いたいんだろ？
He knows more about it than he thinks he does. Briefly, his father became a guarantor for a friend who borrowed money from a loan shark. Like any good friend would, the dude skipped out and left Raita's dad holding the bag. Not only did they take his house and force his family to move into a shabby apartment, they dragged him away to work off the rest of the debt. Only God and the Iron Cross Army know where. Yes, they're behind this. They have to be. Monster and Amazonas have a contract.
君のお父さんはどこに勤めていたんだい？
インターポール日本支部のガードマンをやっていたんだ。
インターポールの？
And now we know why they came down so hard on that particular guy. He's not part of Spider-Man's Interpol contacts, but the Iron Cross Army knows that Spider-Man has them. So they want information.
これでも当店を探せるっていうのかい？
探せるさ。きっとお父さんを探し出す。約束する。
約束？
そうだ、約束だ。君のお父さんを明日中にこの立教に連れてくる。
To paraphrase my girl Cortana, don't make a boy a promise if you know you can't keep it. By noon tomorrow, you don't say, "I promise I'll do this by then." You say, "I'll do my very best to do this by then. That I promise you." But he thinks he's dealing with ordinary loan sharks. He doesn't know the Iron Cross Army is involved yet.
オートバイの修理代にどうしても10万円いるんですよ。
修理代ね。ああ、いいですよ。
ええ。
はい。
Now he does. He'd know the Amazonas anywhere, even in her everyday guise as a human being.
ください。はい。はい。はい。あ、わかりました。はい。どうもすいません。うちじゃちょっと。
あ、そうですか。どうも。
どうも。
Well, fine. He didn't need your stupid old loan anyway. She watches Takuya speed away on his motorcycle, but she doesn't see Spider-Man hop onto the wall a moment later. Meanwhile, Raita has all the patience of any boy his age, so he's on the bridge well ahead of time waiting, and he's already decided that Spider-Man isn't going to keep his promise. So he's going to the loan office to take care of it himself.
I foresee trouble.
やい、お前たち！俺の父ちゃんを返せ！
何？
お前たち何か悪いことしてるんだろう！俺してんぞ！父ちゃんを返せ！この野郎！離せ！野郎！ゴキブリを殺してるぞ！ゴキブリ！
Kid, there's 2 men and 1 woman, and they're all twice your size. Maybe you should have put a little more thought into this. I wonder if Spider-Man had a feeling the boy was going to do something stupid. He reaches the office just as they're leaving.
Spider Machine GP7!
Isn't it amazing how GP7 is never more than about half a block away? He follows the car to the Army's hideout and starts making his way inside.
アマゾネス毒ガスはまだ完成しないのか。
完成しました。これより実験を行い、毒ガス作戦を開始するだけです。毒ガスでインターポール日本支部の連中を皆殺しにしてやります。
Even in 1978, there were all kinds of poison gases out there, so I'm not sure why they're reinventing the wheel, but that's what they intend to do. Develop their own and use it to kill everybody at the Japanese branch of Interpol. As if Interpol can't come up with more people to fill the station, but that's the plan. Some bird brains just brought a group of men up from somewhere below the place. The Amazonas said they need to test the gas, so I'm assuming those are the test subjects.
Raita! Raita! Raita!
お前の可愛い息子だ。
ライター！ライター！
インターポールのガードマンさんよ。息子を殺したくなかったら、インターポールの通風口の場所を言え。
Ah, so that's why they grabbed him specifically. They need to know the layout of the ventilation system so the gas gets spread throughout the building. As a security guard, he'd know that. No, I don't know why her diagram doesn't already have them. I think she's expecting him to draw them in or something. He's refusing.
ゴキブリコンビナート。こいつらは金を借りて返さない奴らだ。お前の毒ガスのモノモットにしてやれ。
ああ、あるんだ。
嫌だ。嫌だ。
You didn't really expect them to use some delivery method other than a machine BIM, did you? And considering the subject of today's episode, you didn't really expect it to be something other than a cockroach, did you? Raita's dad has to watch while that thing gasses those men to death. Then the Amazonas says, "Tell us about the ventilation ducts, or your son is next." Spider-Man is making his way through the tunnel where they brought those men, but if the editing is any indication, he's taking his own sweet time about it. And interruptions like that aren't helping. Do you guys mind? He has places to be.
子供が殺されてもいいのか。
ライター！許してくれ、ライター。父さんは敵にインターポールの秘密を教えるわけにはいかんのだ。
Wow, that is not what I expected. But Raita understands, and he does forgive his father for doing what he has to do. No matter what it costs, Raita is with him. He goes into the cage fully expecting to die. Even so, he's holding his breath as long as he can.
ライター！許してくれ！ライター！
Have a snootful, Amazonas. Hey, if it's good for the boy, it's good for you. Besides, Spider-Man thought she should get a closer look at her creation. While she's still coughing up a lung, Spider-Man has been busy.
Spider-Man! 怪我はないか？
俺スパイダーマンを恨んだ。約束を破ったと思って。でも俺と父ちゃん助けてくれたんだね。
スパイダーマンは約束を守る。
スパイダーマン、ありがとう。
It's not exactly the bridge at noon tomorrow, but he did keep his word and return your dad to you. Now all he has to do is get the whole bunch of you out of here. That means it's our favorite time of the day.
鉄十字キラースパイダーマン。
誰も知らない街角にキラリと光る光の目悲しみこらえともも捨てて悪を探り空かける Change the pardon
しまった。
君はな
スパイダーネット。
飼い続けるのか命をかけて
スパイダーストリング。
一筋に無敵の男スパイダーマン
I haven't had any copyright trouble with this show, a situation I probably just jinxed, but oh well, so we'll see if I got away with that. The music, the effects, it's all just so well done, I can't help wanting to share as much of it as I can get away with. There's a lot more with instrumental music, but I won't push my luck any more than that. And besides, he's taking care of the small fry. It's time for the big fry. He'll use Leopardon, but this thing was going to kill a child. It doesn't deserve the full treatment. It needs to go straight to the scrap pile.
Leopardon! Sword picker!
At the same time, cutting the battle and a couple of other things a little shorter means we have time for this.
母ちゃん、父ちゃんが帰ってきたよ。父ちゃん、早く早く。スパイダーマンが助けてくれたんだ。
あんた
トシエ、心配かけてすまなかったな。体の具合はどうだ？
あんた
You're not crying, I'm crying. Yeah, I know most guys say that the other way around, but I don't mind admitting it. If more guys learned to cry effectively, emphasis on effectively, they wouldn't be so uptight about manhood and all that crap. And besides, I hope my recent trip through the grocery store proved that I pretty well don't embarrass. We watched Raita throw away all his cockroaches. And in a rare glaring loose end, we don't learn any more about his mom, whose name is Toshi, by the way. Her husband, apparently his name is Deer, that's what she kept calling him, asked her about it and she never answered. We're left hanging. But if that's the worst thing I can say about the episode, they did okay.
闇深く響く地獄の足音模様の下眠る父よ
But that's what they intend to do. Lose the line. That's what they intend to do.